Hi, welcome. This is Glenn, the webmaster of CoolHealthSecrets.com. Thanks for dropping by. If you're watching via YouTube, I hope you'll visit my CoolHealthSecrets.com website, where you can learn a lot of unique and cool health secrets that will improve your health in many ways. I'd like to talk about very briefly here the tremendous health benefits of slippery elm. Slippery elm is a medicinal herb. It's not really well known among Americans or Europeans or anyone else really for that matter, I suppose, although it's certainly well known to herbalists and naturopathic doctors. It's been used by Native Americans and American pioneers for literally hundreds and hundreds of years. It's an amazing herb in many ways. I won't go over every single health benefit that slippery elm has in this short video, but I want to at least whet your appetite to have you learn a little more. Let me just tell you some of the main benefits that you can get from it. And by the way, in a moment I'm going to show you what it looks like in powder form as well as in capsule form as well. I have it right here. This is it in powder form. Okay, and I'll go through that momentarily. But let's talk about some of the health benefits very briefly. It's an herb. It's a medicinal herb, and it's a tonic. It's an emollient. It's a diuretic. It's a nutritive herb. It's actually very packed with nutrition, even though it's not really thought of in that way, even among herbalists. It's a medicinal herb that's got a lot of varied capabilities to it. For example, it's used as an excellent poultice if you have some severe burns. It can help soothe the burn that you have, or a cut, an open cut, a laceration that you might have incurred. It's excellent in the treatment of poison ivy, which is certainly something of interest to campers. So it's used as a wound and as a poultice, and it's been used that way actually by pioneers in America here for literally hundreds of years. In addition to that, it's excellent for those who have stomach weakness or severe indigestion or ulcerative stomach problems, for those who have bronchitis, for those who have croup coughs, for those who need, well, when combined with psyllium seed, it's an excellent drink for helping to break up constipation and to deliver a very good movement. I know it's never pleasant to talk about the scatological, as it's called in English, but that's certainly important to your health. In addition to that, it helps with obviously diarrhea. It helps with skin eruptions like carbuncles, eczema, problems like that. So it's a fantastic medicinal herb. I have some notes here from the Bible, The School of Natural Healing by Dr. John R. Christopher. It's one of the best books on medicinal herbs that I've ever come across. It doesn't have any pictures, but it's chock full of information. I've personally been taking or using slippery elm for years, and I first came across it, and I was very fortunate when I was about 18. I came across a master herbalist who was trained by Dr. Christopher himself, so I got a lot of rare information on medicinal herbs and their value. And I've used slippery elm literally for, I'm embarrassed to say, I don't want to reveal how old I am, right? But for well over 20 years. It's a medicinal herb that is incredible. Let me show you now some of the ways that you can use it. I should have said this first, by the way. Where does it come from? Slippery elm is a bark. The slippery elm bark is also how it's referred to. It comes from the slippery elm tree. The slippery elm tree is native to North America. It goes all over the Northeast. It extends as far west as like Texas, and as far north as North Dakota. What you would do, and I'm not recommending you do this because it's illegal actually in most areas of the world. The secret about slippery elm is coming out, so now you have a lot of poachers, believe it or not, who will go into forests, and even if people own the particular area, or some people own the area, and they'll come in, they'll cut the bark out, and then they'll turn it around and strip it out, and that's where you get the bark or the powder. But here it is. Here's the powder form. Let me maneuver this plastic bag so you can see it. You can buy this slippery elm bark powder. Here, let me get rid of that. Excuse me. You can get rid of it, or get it, I should say, excuse me, at any health food store. You can also get it, online if you can't find it at a health food store near your area. I live in Northern California, and California is usually on the cutting edge of this type of thing, so it's easy for me to find. I can pick it up in 15 minutes. I know a couple of places in my area. It's very inexpensive as well, so it's not a real expensive herb. So there's the powder form. As you can see, it's very granular, very fine filmy dust. I've never been to the moon, but I've heard the dust in the moon is very granular. This is kind of what it looks like. In fact, what it really reminds me of is the sand in Cancun. Seriously, that's how fine-grained it is. So, now, don't particularly like the taste, but it doesn't hurt to lick your fingers on it. I like to combine it when I need a good bowel movement. I know it's gross to talk about, but with Slippery Elm, with psyllium seed. Psyllium seed has excellent fiber qualities, and when you combine it with Slippery Elm, it's very soothing. And Slippery Elm and psyllium seed form a very thick mucilaginous drink that's excellent for the stomach and for the intestinal tract at large. So I combine about a tablespoon of each, and then mix it up, which I'll do in another video here shortly. You can also buy it in capsule form. I know it's probably difficult. I know this camera isn't the best quality, but you can buy it in capsule form. And this is how I prefer to take it when I'm having indigestion or a lot of acid buildup or heartburn. Slippery Elm is fantastic for soothing the stomach, and you can use it as a gruel even, using the powder. There it is. I know it's so soothing to the stomach that even if you had a baby who had a problem with vomiting or couldn't keep any food down because it was so sick, if you make a gruel of Slippery Elm with water, preferably non-fluoride water, it will really, it won't taste good to the baby, but it'll allow her or him to keep the food down, calming the stomach, and it'll remove the nausea. So there it is in the capsule form. I had a boss that was a real jerk a couple years ago, and I developed an ulcer. A couple times in my life I have, and it's excellent, as I said, for ulcerative conditions of the stomach. It soothes the stomach, brings down that stomach acid, and it's not only soothing at the same time, but healing at the same time. So I'm a great believer in Slippery Elm. It's a great medicinal herb, and I hope you'll at least consider using it for your own health needs. I'm not a doctor, but I'm interested in what works, and that's why I think medicinal herbs have gained so much popularity in the past few years. I used to be one of these rare people who used medicinal herbs back when I was in my early 20s and in early or late teens, and I was considered kind of a kook. But now it's much more prevalent because of people's massive dissatisfaction with allopathic medicine. That said, if you have any questions whatsoever, here's the disclaimer: talk to your doctor. He or she might not even have heard of it, probably not. Very rarely does a traditionally trained Western medicine doctor even think about medicinal herbs. They think it's a quack, stuff that's quackery. But a lot of drugs are made from plants, interesting enough. Although they've been so molecularly changed, they're not even the same anymore. That aside, Slippery Elm, a great herb. I hope you'll read the rest of this information on this page. I sincerely thank you for dropping by. Thanks.